on its way to the hospital.
Yeah, so this was dramatic, and we're actually going to toss to 22 News reporter Laura Hutchinson. She was just attending a state police news conference, and she has the very latest for us from Center Street.
That's right. That news conference just wrapped up just a short time ago. We are actually standing just a few feet away from this house where this all happened. You can see the door is off its hinges there. This area is still blocked off by crime tape. And what we're hearing is that there were two weapons involved in this. One possibly an automatic rifle of some kind, one a handgun. They are both still in there. I'm joined now by Mayor Bissonnette. Mayor Bissonnette, you've been here all morning as this has been unfolding. First of all, you know, during your conference this morning, you were saying this could have been so much worse.
The dimensions of what could have happened are frightening. We had several dozen young children on their way to Patrick E. Bowes School. We had dozens of pedestrians and customers here at the convenience store. We had a lot of traffic going by, and we had a huge gas tanker just arriving at the gas station to fill it up. And then we had a maniac with an AK-47 bursting out of the apartment across the street and begin shooting up the neighborhood. Right. This could have been much, much worse, and if it wasn't for the really professional action of our law enforcement personnel, the state police, the Chicopee police, in responding to this, we could be looking at really Armageddon over here.
Okay, and there's a lot of questions about this woman and this child who were in that house. It's unclear right now whether the suspect actually knew these two people, first of all, right?
I think whenever something like this happens, you want to get to the bottom of why it happened and what it was all about. As we wrap up the crisis mode and move into the investigative mode, we have dozens of state police officers combing every inch of the ground and now looking for cartridges, looking for evidence, looking for what vehicles got hit. We have investigators in the building, as well as really a request to all of the people that were around, whether they saw anything, heard anything, and those witness statements are being taken now. So once the investigation is complete, hopefully we'll know more about everybody's relationship, who was who, and why this might have happened.
Okay, and you were saying earlier, this didn't come out in the news conference, but this was a 6 or 7 year old little boy, and was he actually seen outside in a diaper or something like that?
I'm told that he was seen outside, fairly unclothed early on, that he was rescued, and now he's in the police custody, safe and sound. He's fully clothed. I've had a chance to say hello to him and tell him how heroic I thought he was. We had kids on school buses. We had kids walking through the area. If it wasn't for the help of the crossing guards and the school bus drivers, we could have had a lot worse result than we have today.
Okay, and that little boy, of course, going to be receiving some grief counseling after this.
Yeah, the superintendent of schools was with me all morning. As you know, we locked down Patrick E. Bowes Elementary School about a block and a half from here. And the superintendent has already put in place a plan to deal with those students that might have seen something, as well as the young man that was involved.
Okay, Mayor Michael Bissonnette, thank you so much. And I think we actually have Chief Ferrara over here behind me. I'm just going to grab it. Chief, how are you? Thank you so much for joining us. We're live on the air here. I just wanted to ask you, first off, how the state police trooper is. I understand you went down to the hospital?
Yes, but I went down with the colonel, but when we got en route to the hospital, we were notified that he was already in surgery. So we turned around and came back, but we're monitoring the situation at the hospital.
Okay, so the latest on that is that this is Trooper John Vasquez and that he was shot in the finger and in the leg?
That's the preliminary information we have. I can't verify that, but that's he was shot in the hand and the leg.
Okay, so how did this work out this morning? I understand he got here, he was met by fire, they started firing back, and then a Chicopee cruiser was shot at?
Chicopee police officer responded. Almost immediately after that, another Chicopee police officer, state troopers, arrived, and they were met with gunfire. And at some point, the officers had to return fire to defend themselves. During the gunfire, Trooper Vasquez was shot. One of our officers, along with another trooper, were able to get him away from the gunfire, get him into the Chicopee cruiser. The Chicopee cruiser took gunfire. The Chicopee cruiser got the trooper down to the hospital immediately.
Okay, and the other thing we keep hearing about is this hazardous material situation. I guess when police actually walked into the house, they smelled some kind of gas.
Absolutely, and that's what they did. We notified the fire department and Columbia Bay State Gas to respond. It almost looks like at this point preliminary that the gas may have been turned on purpose, but we don't know that.
Okay, so the gas line was shut off just to secure that. And again, about this suspect, of course, we know that he was found dead in the house. Any idea if he killed himself or had been shot?
That's under investigation.
Okay, Chief Farrar, thank you so much.
You're
I
welcome.
appreciate it. And we were hearing from State Police a little bit earlier that they don't intend to do another news conference later on today. Instead, they'll be notifying the media through email, phone call, that sort of thing. So we'll, of course, continue to make phone calls. This is, you've been hearing this from everyone. It's an ongoing situation. So we're going to keep gathering that information and let you know anything we have as soon as possible. Reporting live here in downtown Chicopee, Laura Hutchinson, 22 News.